Hey, it's Jen Gray, and in this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to turn a video, in this case for Larry Sharp's campaign, into a Google Doc transcript that the entire marketing and communications team can use to create content from blog posts to emails to Facebook ads to social media posts to press releases, etc., etc. Because the best way for us to stay on message and also to simplify our content writing process is to use Larry's actual words whenever possible. So that process starts with our videos, and transcribers are a super important piece of that process in that you are the one literally translating these videos into a document that becomes the jumping off point for all these pieces of content that ultimately help us reach thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. So first of all, thank you so much for your help. And now the first step in this process will be to upload these videos to YouTube for a couple reasons. Number one, because we want to build our YouTube channel anyway. Number two, because when you transcribe in YouTube, it automatically pauses when you're typing, which makes it a lot easier. And three, because it's very easy to then download that transcript you've just created as a subtitle file that can also be used on Facebook to boost retention. So by doing it this way, you're making it a lot easier on yourself and also killing three birds with one stone for the campaign. So you're going to find the videos that are ready for upload and transcription in the videos subfolder of the marketing and communications folder in Google Drive, which I've linked up for you in the description below this video. Now, if you don't have access to either that Google Drive folder or to Larry's YouTube channel so that you can perform this upload, please reach out to our volunteer director, whose contact info is also included in the description of this video. Now you'll notice that there are a couple different types of videos coming out of the campaign. We've got number one, our issue of the week videos. This is our proactive content on the issue our policy team chooses to focus on over the course of a given week. We've got video ads, which we'll be using for promotional purposes about once a month. Then we've got recordings of Larry's news briefings with the communications team, where he'll be commenting on priority news items to help create our reactive content that's kind of keeping a finger on the pulse of what's going on in New York in a way that fits our campaign's narrative. And then last but not least, we're going to have live broadcasts from Larry about 3 times a week, though we'll only need to transcribe probably the best one at our Deputy Director of Messaging's discretion. So by the time you, the transcriber, get there, the videos that we need transcribed will be in that videos folder and not in a subfolder. So that's how you'll know which videos need your attention. And again, I've got that folder linked up for you in the description of this video. Now, once you create the transcript, you're then going to move the video into a subfolder with the transcript you've just created, so that way we're not duplicating any effort. So one final note before we hop into YouTube here is to please make note of the fact that all of these videos should be public except the news briefings, which need to be uploaded as unlisted. This is very important as these are for internal use only, and we're only uploading them to YouTube to make the transcription process as easy and consistent as possible. So on that note, let's dive into YouTube. Please make sure you are logged in on Larry's channel as opposed to your own, and I will show you how to create your transcript there. And then if you're on the copywriting team, you can fast forward for how our process works for adapting that transcript into the actual content. So now let's dive into YouTube. You're going to drag the video up here where it says select files to upload. You're going to click the upload button in YouTube, obviously, and that will then start uploading the video. I've obviously fast forwarded a little bit here. You're going to give it a title that's something that someone might actually search for to help them find it. You're going to choose the thumbnail that you want from the ones that appear below. We may also have custom thumbnails in there in that video folder for you. So then go ahead and hit publish. Now you're going to click where it says Video Manager, and you should see the one you just uploaded at the top, so click on that on the title of the video. And now you're going to click in the upper right where it says Subtitles and CC. Click where it says to add new subtitles, or CC, and then English. And then the option you're going to want is the one that says Transcribe and Auto Sync. And you'll notice that as you start typing in this box, it will automatically pause the video. So one of the things that I recommend when you're transcribing, especially because we are going to be turning these into subtitles for videos, is to keep the lines really short and to have a double return between each one, because that'll automatically break it up this way. So I generally shoot for about 6 to 8 words per line. It's okay if the sentences break up in the middle of each line. It actually is, I think, more likely to keep people reading, because if the sentence breaks up midway, be sure that you capitalize those sentences and punctuate just like a normal sentence. If Larry says something like, if he says the word like twice or something like that, just skip that. Put it into as clear speech as possible. So I'll let this keep playing for just a minute, just to kind of give you an idea what this process looks like. And now once you're done, stop here. Before you click Set Timings, make sure that you copy what you have just done into a Google Doc before you go any further. So hit Control A to select all, and then Control C to copy. Once you've done that, you can click Set Timings. And that is going to take a minute for those subtitles to populate. So while you're waiting for that to happen, head back over to the videos folder in that marketing folder, and you're going to create a new folder for the video that you're working on. I have a quick how-to guide on how to name your folders in your videos. I will also link that up in the description of this video, but long story short, it's going to be the date code so that they always appear in chronological order, and then a description of the video. So you're going to create that folder. You're going to drag the video into it so that no other transcribers start working on the same video. And then you're going to, once that uploads, you're going to head over here on the left and create a new Google Doc inside that folder. And then inside that Google Doc, you are going to paste the transcript you created in YouTube. Now, before you leave Google Docs, you're going to go up here in the upper right and click where it says Share. You're going to see a little window like this where it's going to have Copy Link. Click on that, and then you're going to email that share link to your team leader. And now, before you totally wrap up with this process, you're going to head back into YouTube to download that subtitle file now that those timings have probably set. So head back into YouTube for this last step of the process. And the way you publish that and get your SRT file is to click back on it again. You can double check through this and make sure everything looks accurate. And you're going to click Publish. Now click on it again. And in this upper right here where it says Actions, click on that. See here where it says Download, click where it says SRT. And now you just need to drag that file into your project folder. And this is important. You need to add the sub extension for English, which is required by Facebook. So you're going to put a period, lowercase e, lowercase n for English, underscore US, and then hit enter to save that. So your file name should look like this. Now, if you are on the copywriting team, you will have then received this transcript from our transcriber, and you are going to turn it into Facebook ad copy or email copy or Facebook posts or press releases or whatever it is that you are responsible for. So because several people will be working from this document, just make sure that before you start working in this transcript that you make a copy of that Google Doc and name it blog post, tax burdens, or whatever the piece is that, press release, cost of living, whatever the piece is that you are working on, so that the original transcript stays intact. So couple of things to keep in mind is that less is more. You're going to be taking out a lot and you're going to be adding a little bit, right? So you're going to basically be editing slash adapting Larry's words into this content, which will be a little bit different depending on the medium that you specialize in. Now, one more thing as you're writing is to make sure that it's as clear and conversational as possible. Like this is not a research paper, this is not an academic dissertation. It's actually better if you have one sentence or two sentences per line, especially for email copy and social media posts. Less is more, especially with emails. You want to have important things bolded because people will skim it. And then as you're giving it one last look over, make sure that you've proofread your work. And there are really 5 criteria that you want to look at to see if this is a good piece of copy. So you're going to be looking at the message, at the clarity, the emotion, the connection, and the flow. So with the message, ask yourself, what is the point of what I'm saying? Is this worthwhile and compelling? Does it make sense in plain English? I mean, this is by far the most important element of your copy. I mean, if you're saying the right thing, good copy will supercharge that. But if the message is weak, then no amount of fancy copy will make a difference. So obviously that is really important. Number 2 is clarity. Is this message clear and concise? Have you eliminated all the fluff, all the filler words that people would use in regular speech? Number 3 is emotion. What is the emotion that you're targeting in this piece? Does the reader feel what you're trying to get across? Number 4 is connection. Are you meeting your readers where they are and using the words and phrases they care about, the words they would use? And last but not least, what is the flow? Does it sound good when you read it out loud? I mean, literally read it out loud. Does it sound natural and conversational, or does it feel a little clunky and weird? So go through each of those 5 things literally and kind of give it a score in your mind, 1 to 5, on the message, the clarity, the emotion, the connection, and the flow. And when you feel like you've got a 5 out of 5, then you're going to click here in the upper right to share your work, to grab the share link to then email to your team leader for approval and publishing. Thanks so much for everything you do, and feel free to holler if you have any questions. See you next time.